We don't have to get along with none of these people. Especially when it's to our own disadvantage. How you cutting off your nose to spoil your face? How you feel? When the Chinese own all the businesses, and I tell you, it's so slack that Bahamians have eternal hell getting business licenses, getting business registrations, getting documents, getting loans in this country. Bahamians have eternal hell getting everything. The Chinese could walk in here and say Wing Tong Ting and bam, everything's sorted out. You all don't think we ain't lying? We ain't lying? First it was the white people who could walk into any bank and get anything, and black Bahamians can't get nothing. All hell to get it. White Bahamians walk in the bank and say, what's that? And they got it. With nothing. Bahamians have to have all the money to get something. And when they giving you regular loans, where they just giving you the loan, watch that, because they ain't doing that for you. Something going in the pot for them, so they ain't really doing that for you. So there's always a catch. Whereas with white people, Bahamians, whether they get something or nothing, they gave them what they wanted. The Chinese walk in here, they can get anything. What the hell happened to the rights of the Bahamian people who live here? Huh? We should have a right to privilege in this country. We should have an extension that nobody else have. How are these people getting? You know what? Yeah. I don't understand. What listen to me. I tell you now, I ain't encouraging nobody to break the law, but we asking for problems when we got these people in our country doing what they want to do. Because I had to tell the Chinese man straight and plain, sir, you better have good insurance. I had to tell him, sir, you're going to need to have good insurance. We are Bahamians, and we getting treated like we don't belong here. We born here. The song says, if you're born there, you're born there. Tell them that you're born there. And when you're born there, membership has its privileges. How in the hell we letting some foreigner throw us all over the place in our own country? And we are Bahamians. Child, I will tell the Chinese man, listen, I hope you have insurance. That's all I would tell him. All I would tell him, and then I would behave like I come from Cat Island, because in Cat Island, when you mess around, the Cat Island people will tell you what they do with you. Mess around in Cat Island. Well, in Long Island, you can't even be a foreigner, a Haitian, and go down there. If you're white, you're straight. Because they like white people down there. But if you're a Haitian, dog eat your lunch and your breakfast. And then, you know what makes this worse? These people get so disrespectful in your country. They get rude. They get arrogant. They get out of place because they think they saying something. They get nasty with their behaviors and their attitudes towards the Bahamian people. And so it takes people like Inspector Ford who has to stand up to some of them because the government refuses to stand. The government is knocking down the principles and the regulations that are required to block these people from being able to take advantage of the Bahamian people. And so we require the strength of people like Lincoln Bain and Inspector Ford who could stand up and say, no, you're in the Bahamas. You out of order. We ain't doing this. We can't go Haiti and do it. You can't come here and do it. Huh? Which Bahamian can own land in China? Huh? Please tell me. Make this make some sense to me. And see, y'all, let's get back speaking. Listen, y'all, let me tell you. Right now, I'm showing interest in the Free National Movement because of William Denny Hunt. Only because of William Hunt. I like them. Only because of William Hunt. I haven't voted in the last 2-3 elections. Only because of William Hunt I'm showing interest in this election. And if you see William Hunt does not get the nomination for this election for South Louisville, I'm not voting for the Free National Movement. You know what I'm saying to you? Only him. Well, Philippa again, I'll vote for her. I'll vote for Philippa. I ain't nobody. But you see, and let me tell you why I like William. I had a conversation with William about immigration concerns in this country. William Hunt happens to work on Arawaki. William Hunt has seen what the Haitian invasion has done to Arawaki. He has seen it personally. And that's a conversation he had with me. But he said to me, Marvin, I'm scared to have that conversation on camera because a lot of people will not agree with what I have to say with regard to that. He said, he said, but some things going on with immigration in this country, and he says, I don't want to say it now. He says, but that I'm concerned about that. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because he said, it's no way, as a member of parliament in my island, I can sit down comfortably and let people just do what they feel like doing, and they are foreigners. They got to go. I don't care what's going on. Listen, and when you talk, you better talk straight and talk right. Because if you talk wrong, the damn plane will kill your ass so fast, they got to stop blind and say, listen, I'm Gibson, you let the man in carry his stuff. I can say, hold on, I can put them stuff on the boat. We need to be serious about it in this country. There are some things that have to be set right in this country. Land should stop selling in this country until Bahamians have a right to own it. Then when we didn't have that sorted out, then we can deal with anything else that we want to deal with. But how in the hell? Foreigners can come here and get whatever the hell they want. And Bahamians have to suffer when we are born here. Have a right here. Our ma from here. Our pa from here. We struggle here. My mother knew what it was to go through discrimination, racial discrimination in this country. And now I got to suck up to a bloody well foreigner in my country where membership should have its privileges. And you wonder why the Bahamian people singing Lincoln Bain song. They singing Lincoln Bain song because every other day Lincoln Bain is exposing to them the fakeness of the government. When they tell you, oh, we destroying shanty towns. How you destroying shanty towns when you are the one giving work permits to create shanty towns in the first place? All it is blind sham and show. Amen, nothing. That's all it is. Ain't real. Because if you are serious about getting rid of shanty towns in the Bahamas, then you would put in place systems that would streamline how foreigners are allowed into the country. It wouldn't be that anybody could just come and apply and don't provide proof that they have somewhere for these persons to live, and also provide document to show that this person only going to be here for a certain time, and after they do their work, they got to go. Get the hell out. This is not your country. But no, we are selling out our birthright, giving away our heritage, leaving nothing for our children, but all the politician children straight. All them well taken care of, all them sorted out. When they get sick, they don't even go to the hospital that they have for us. The hospital only for Haitians and broke Bahamians, poor Bahamians, less fortunate Bahamians. Because the politicians that have themselves well taken care of, and not only that, they have the guts and the gall to send Sebastian to say that they deserve a raise. Where? You don't even deserve a raise in your pants. I wouldn't talk with nowhere else. How the hell you can talk with raise and you all done frick up the damn country? Raise to where? You better raise the hell up out the ballot or the House of Assembly and give it to somebody who deserves to sit there, who can take care of the Bahamian people's interests. That's what your raise is. Raise the hell up and get out. That's what. Talking about raise? Raise where? You done lost your cotton picking mind. Huh? You done sell out the country. Sell out my children. Sell out their education. Give away the land. Give away our rights. I say, the Haitians invading us, the Chinese beating us. What next? And you want to come talk with race? Sabas must have been smoking grass when he talked that foolishness. He had to have been smoking some kind of grass or some coconut bark or some foolishness, because there's no way he see the hell this country going. But you see, that's the thing. Rich folk can't appreciate what we dealing with. They can't appreciate the level we at. They can't appreciate what we have to endure. They cannot appreciate that we can't even buy a piece of land in our own country. They can't appreciate the difficulties. They don't get to walk in court and hear the magistrate say, well, you don't have a right to the ownership of this property. They don't understand that. That don't mean nothing to them. Because they are busy raping the country. And give these politicians a raise. Raise your backside up at the House of Assembly and go with your way. Don't talk about no damn. Listen. If one of these political parties gives their people a raise, you all know what to do with them when y'all go to the polls. Run their backside. Go in the poll and raise them the hell up out that place. Because you know they don't have your best interest at heart. How many of you can go anywhere comfortably and just ask or get sorted out? How many of you could look on your bank account right now and say, I got $5,000 and I can, and if an emergency come, I could do something? Or when $10,000. How many of you know the last time you saw $20,000 on your personal bank account in this country? Because no matter how much money you make, you got to suffer from hand to mouth trying to survive. Rent going up. VAT going up. They're charging you on every flicking thing. And so no matter, even if they take the money, even if they lower the light bill, they put the money somewhere else. So you got to pay a higher this or a higher that. Y'all that don't. I talk about raise. Raise? Listen to me. The only raise you can get is a Viagra pill. And if you don't get no raise from that, God help you. But don't come around this way talking about from the people's place, talking about no flicking raise. Raise the hell up out the House of Assembly, go sit your backside down and put people there who are genuinely concerned about the interests of the Bahamian people. Don't open no raise. You piss me off and you start on and immigration in this country where you done sell us out to the Chinese and the Haitians and everybody else who y'all want to sell us out to, and you talking about race? So y'all can piss me off. No, don't get me started. Sit Sabas and how what he have? Because even though Sabas got what he got, we refuse to stand up and stop gambling in his shops. So he's getting rich off of us. So he's so rich, he's comfortable enough to tell us foolishness like give the parliamentarians a raise. Raise where? Huh? Raise where? Because he don't understand what we're dealing with. He can't appreciate what we're dealing with. Because he's straight. And you got to realize this. Now, Sabas, I'm straight. Because they are a part of the numbers conglomerate. No one else can get a numbers license. No one else. So nobody who has a good idea to be in the gambling interest industry can be a part of it because Sabas them and the government then tie that up. So those who are there, and if you ain't there, ain't nothing happening. The other opportunity to get some people rich was to put in place the small use marijuana law, so that you can have local businesses, a local person start their little marijuana business to make a couple dollars from the tourists, not from the Bahamians. You see them try to fix that? They make the law funny, jiggle it around, play with it. They even upset the bloody well rastas. You know why? Because they don't intend for us to get nothing, or have nothing, or own nothing, or be a part of nothing. They want us to always be broke, and then they won't come here talking about race. Child, if Viagra and Cialis and 21 gun salute don't do it for you, look to Jesus, because they ain't coming out the Bahamian people public place. Because if it come out the public place, listen, I tell you, every Bahamian, I sanction every Bahamian to go in the house, when you go in the poll, raggy them suckers. Raggy them! Where you going? After you done raised the Bahamian people, you had the minister selling immigration nationalities selling immigration documents for $15,000 a pop. We had a crisis in this country. While we at it, talking about immigration crisis, talking about the Chinese beating the Bahamian, there's a Haitian mother. She is Bahamian, but she has Haitian heritage. And she's in fear for her life even tonight, because there is a Haitian man now living in Palmetto Point who raped her when she was 11 years old. She was 11 years old when she was raped by this Asian man. 11 years old. And she remembers it like it was yesterday. She is now a mother with at least 3 children. And this man was not here. And she sent me a message to say, Marvin, this man is in Palmetto Point. And not only was he in Palmetto Point, but he came to my house looking for me. She said, Marvin, I have never been so afraid like this, because I know who this man is. So this man raped me and left me for dead. She said, and when I told my family members what this man had done, they didn't blame the man, they blamed me. They say, some say it ain't happened, some say I too fast, all kind of things. She said, but Marvin, I was 11 years old. She said, Marvin, I went to the station and I told it to an officer, Officer Sanders. She said, she said, Marvin, what can I do? Because I don't know what to do. I say, go to immigration and let them know this man is here. I say, go to the police and let them know this man is here. She went to immigration in this Bahamas. And immigration tell her, ain't nothing they could do for her. So this man could be here and continue to rape children as he wish, because immigration is a rubber stamp, useless piece of crap. She went to the police, and the police had a different response for her. The police has offered to take a statement from her in respect of this case, and they've also offered to, they said, in the meantime, while we trying to do what we got to do, we want you to go by the administrator's office and have a bound over order placed on this man so that he can stay from around your place. This woman said she started like losing her mind when she realized this guy was here. Then she sent me a video and a news report. In the news report, on the video, because it was in the TMI group. That's why I said, if you're in the TMI group, you need to go inside the TMI group. And we dropped the video in the thing because we got a video and a news report. And let me read to you. Let me see if I can find the news report and tell you what it says. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find it and tell you what it says. Because she said, and she was in a panic. But this story is interesting. But I'm going to read the news report for you. And I'm going to read it. And it happened in Pompano Beach, Florida. Let me find it. Give me a second. Oh, jeez. I got to look for it. You all know I ain't mean to delay, but this is the crisis we're going through in this country. I want y'all to know our country is stressed right out. Stressed out, bursting at the seams with stress, because we got all kind of things happening in our country. And I know somebody see the woman with the damn voodoo doll in her head on the parade. On the Labor Day parade. I don't know if you all saw that. That was in the TMI group too. I don't know if that was a voodoo doll, but it looked like a voodoo doll to me. Because who the hell goes to some parade with that crap on their head? A doll or something stick to it. Anyhow, hold on 1 second. Listen to this story. I got the story right here. It says Pompano Beach, Florida, and this situation happened January. Let me see if I can bring it up. January. Oh Jesus. Oh, that ain't English. This thing, English, yeah. Okay, this happened. July 31st, 2015, and this was actually in a Haitian newspaper. Okay. Say, I'm sorry, TMZ. I see some woman going live for calling your name. That's my wife. She right there. That was her ragging me. She was the one who went live and ragged me. I don't challenge my wife. I can tell you the story about that when I went to the barber shop this week. Anyhow, listen to this. This is what the young lady. This is a story. And it talks about. It says it says a Pompano Beach citizen of Haitian descent named Fanel Etienne has been arrested for multiple sexual abuse cases involving two girls ages 8 and 11. Let me read that again. For multiple sexual abuse cases involving two girls ages 8 and 11. It says the older girl told the police that the alleged 36-year-old attacker had been coming to her often for about 2 years and taking her out to buy treats so she could keep quiet and keep him abusing her a secret. According to attorney Eric Linder, the girls gave some pretty good details about the defendant's misconduct. But defense attorney Dale Miller believes that they had enough time to create their story because there is no physical evidence of the charges against his clients. However, Fanel Etienne claims his innocence, but Judge John Hurley has placed him in preventative detention without any possibility of release. If I get a story that let me just say, I in immigration. I get a story that there's a potential man who is raping children and he's of foreign descent and he don't belong in this country. Listen to me. I wasn't waiting for that person to go to the police. I was carrying them to the police, trying to get that case sorted and telling them that sucker needs to be detained and send him back and let him prove that he is innocent in Haiti, not even in the Bahamas. Carry his backside over there and tell him prove his innocence from there. How in the hell? If you leave him here, if this is the case and you leave him here, then it means then that he's a danger to children here. Huh? What you doing? What you doing? What act are you? How are you going to be comfortable telling the person, no, you have information. You have a news report from a Haitian newspaper that tells you that this man has cases before the courts in Florida for sexually abusing an 8-year-old and an 11-year-old. And this girl told you that when she was 11 years old, this man raped her. Whether it was this man, allegedly. That's what she's telling you. And she's sticking to her story. This woman is afraid because the police has already used the system against her to lock her up for somebody. So she's afraid to say that he need to go to the U.S. He need to go back to Haiti. The police afraid. She's afraid because she know if she get locked up again just for calling his name, even though she knows that he's the man who raped her, that leaves her children out there to the same vile person. Get that man out here. Check his documents. Find out who the person is who have him in the country and tell them, he got to go. He can't be here. We gonna sort him out when you get some other Haitian, or you ain't have no Haitian, whatever the case may be. And we ain't doing that. But that's what we dealing with. And the girl says she freaked out because this man is in Meadow Point. He should not be here at all. But that's what we doing. So we ain't stopping at. We're not stopping at just giving the Chinese the right to beat our citizens and pull gun on them. We're not stopping at just giving the Haitians the right to live anywhere and take over our land. We're not stopping at selling out our properties to foreigners. We're not stopping at giving Haitians passports so that they can come on the illegal boat with the passport in hand. We are literally allowing the criminals to be content where they live in this country, putting Bahamian people's lives in fear. Are you serious? This is what we doing? People, somebody say street justice, but I can tell nobody street justice. But I say this to you. I ain't gonna find out, but nobody fooling my child. The Chinese wouldn't have been able to beat no Bahamian immigration officer, and you still be there content. And if you see any government is not showing you the kind of interest that you need that needs to be shown in this country when it comes to illegal immigration, vote them out. Do not support them. If they are soft, if they are sissies, if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, vote them out. Here is the thing, and Terry said the immigration officer is Haitian. Here's the thing, and that clicked to me today. The only thing worse than dealing with this fight is knowing that the persons who are destroying your effort to deal with this situation properly are fighting you from the inside. No one of Haitian heritage should be allowed to be an immigration officer in this country. No one. I don't care whether you have Haitian heritage. I don't care. No one of foreign heritage should be allowed. You should be able to, in some cases, because it's a national security risk, you should make sure that they prove their heritage. And if their heritage ain't right, you can't have this job. Certain jobs just not for you. You may be able to be a police officer, but you can't be an immigration officer. You can't even be in the defense force because of your heritage. Yeah, we want to be fair, but life isn't fair. And let me tell you why. Because if life was fair and everybody had a right to everything, then Bahamians would be able to go in the casinos to gamble, and tourists would be able to gamble in a number of houses. You see Bahamians can go inside the casinos to gamble? They cannot. And I don't care what they say. The law is written that they cannot gamble. So you can tell me we can't write a law to say if you are of a particular heritage, you can't be working in a certain agency in this country? Absolutely. Absolutely. Discrimination is discrimination regardless of how you feel. And sometimes you got to justify it. In this case, if you're a flippin' Asian, you shouldn't be working in immigration. And that's just the way it is. Some people might not like me for that, but we got to protect our interests. That's why I like Donald Trump. That's why I like Donald Trump. And see, I don't want you to think I am against Haitians. I don't hate Haitians. I love Haitians. I love people of all nationality. What I'm saying, though, is as a Bahamian, you will not disrespect me in my country. As a Bahamian, I should have a right to certain things. As a Bahamian, membership should have its privileges. I should not have to be struggling over no goddamn Haitian, Chinese, Jamaican, or no nationality to get my rights in this country. I should not have to do it. And so, you ought to protect your interests. Persons who are selling passports, if they're caught, Bahamians, should be charged with flipping treason. Hang them suckers or do something with them. Put them in jail for the rest of their life. Because you are selling out the birthright of the Bahamian people. You are selling out the country, compromising and destroying it. No, sir. And the law should be stringent. You understand what I'm saying to you? You want to talk about getting married in this country? Marriage don't give you no rights in this country. Marriage may give you the right to get a job. Certain officers you can't hold because even though you are married to a Bahamian, that does not give you certain rights. We can give you enough rights to sustain yourself. Might give you a little bit of national insurance or whatever the case that may be. But we ain't giving you no rights to be able to thump down on Bahamian people and be any kind of way with them just because you married a Bahamian. Yeah, your wife or your husband got rights, but who the hell are you? Because these get disrespectful once they get married here. And half of them who they marry, the people they don't even want them. Huh? They don't want them. Some of them, when they marry, they got their family from in the country where they come from. And some of them, when they married, they want opposite sex. And some of them, when they married, they didn't see what they want. They only using this place to get to the next level. That's it. Huh? Because as far as they're concerned, we as Bahamians are stupid. Because what we allow in our country, they don't allow in theirs. What we allow in our country, they do not allow in their country. That's why they see me stupid. That's why they see us as dumb and stupid. What we tolerate, they don't tolerate in their country. What we giving away, they don't do that. Huh? They come here and they suck on your systems. And so your hospital cannot even properly address the concerns of the Bahamian people because the foreigners who are overrunning it. You can have your baby. Listen to me. Immigration should be so stringent that if a Haitian woman comes here and she gets pregnant, she got to go home. Her and her husband. I don't care. Once they get pregnant, go home. As soon as they find out they're pregnant, go home. If she have the baby, it's because some of them may decide, well, I hide this baby till I don't have the baby, so I can see the baby born here. Sweetie, when your baby born, your baby, or your husband, everybody getting cut off, haul ass and go home. Send them all home. Because now you become a burden on the system. As soon as they get pregnant, as soon as you find out, you understand what I'm saying? You got to realize, you got to use common sense principles here. She pregnant? Oh, sir, soon as that baby born, not even soon as the baby born. Is she pregnant? She found out she pregnant. She got to go. We should have everything connected. The hospital should be connected to foreign affairs. Foreign affairs should be connected to labor. All of them should be connected so that when we find out a foreigner gets she come here on a work permit and she got pregnant. Sweetie, the pregnancy, the baby, everything got to go. And that's just the way it is. But we're comfortable. And so we let them run the place over. You want to apply for citizenship? Apply for citizenship from where you is. Yeah, I was born in the Bahamas. Yes, we will welcome that. But you will apply for citizenship over there. That eliminates much of the crisis that we have to deal with over here. The children that will benefit are children who may have a Bahamian mother and a foreign father, or a Bahamian father and a foreign mother. But once both of your parents are Haitian or any other nationality, whatever the case may be, you don't get automatic rights here. And if you come on a work permit, once you become pregnant, if you come as a husband and wife couple, the two of y'all got to go. You would have to apply for special privileges to be here. Some distinctions have to be made. You have to be able to show how you are able to sustain yourself in this country with this pregnancy while you're here. If we decide, so every case will be thoroughly evaluated. No, sir. We're not the U.S. It's the U.S. who could afford for people to born there and say, okay, yeah, I use American. Not the Bahamas. We can't afford that. We cannot afford it. And when we do this, we allowing all these different cultures here. They're bringing all kind of stuff, bringing all kind of behaviors, bringing all kind of attitudes, all kind of characters. And we wondering why we have all kind of demonic behavior in our country. Tell the people on the Labor Day parade walking with flicking voodoo doll in their head. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up. We need a government that's going to go in Parliament and say, listen, we are reversing some things retroactive. We are reversing some things. We taking it back. So what you thought you had, you do not have. We setting up something for you to get this little privilege, whatever that is, and go with your business. But you got to go. It is what it is. I'm going to say this to you. Any government that is not prepared to help you stand up and take over your country, any government that continues on this track of abandoning your rights and your privileges in your country, vote them out. So PLP, gone. F&M, Gone. When they come to you to ask for your vote, say, show me what you have done. When they come to you to ask you for your vote, say, show me what you have done to resolve the immigration crisis in this country. Show me what you did. Let me see your record. Tell me what it is you've done. When they come say, oh, we need you to support us. Show me what it is that you have done to protect the rights of the people. Show me what law you put in. Show me what law you put in place to make sure every Bahamian get crown land automatically. And you got to fix that too now, because you don't want Bahamians to take the crown land and just sell it to foreigners or whatever the case may be. You fix it up in a way that they don't just get the crown land. If they get the crown land in Acklands, you say, you want crown land in Acklands, so they can just give you crown land. We can do this a different way. Show us. I know you trying to get somewhere for a house. Okay, let's see how we can help you to get this house together, because we don't just want you to get this land and the land just sit there. And we don't want you to get the land. Now, don't get no ideas for selling the land. You can't sell it. It belongs to the Bahamas. So if you think you're selling it, the sale will be considered illegal. The person who you sell it to can lose their money, and you have a problem. You may end up in jail. Make sure if they say they want the land and they want get crown land, say in Auckland, and they want to go, listen, if they want to do a business, the government of the Bahamas should provide them with the funding to get their business started in Auckland or in Salvador or wherever on crown land. And the property is theirs. And you help them with a system that helps them to be able to sustain themselves as well as have that land. And you also help them to build on the tourism product, for example. Because a lot of tourists don't even know about some of these family islands, and they would love to go to these places. We only want to advertise Nassau and Freeport. Huh? So, set them up. Help them to create a business and then drive a market to them. And it can be done. The majority of the Caribbean islands that are smaller than islands in the Bahamas are averaging 60,000 tourists per island. You all hear me? We have 21 active islands that are bigger than most of the Caribbean islands. Okay? The small Caribbean islands are averaging 60,000 tourists per island. That's an average. Do you know? Can you imagine if every island in this country, based on their own product, based on their own development, were averaging 60,000 tourists? And if it can be, it's happening in the Caribbean islands to show you that it can be done in the Bahamas. Where every island, I'm talking about the couple million with the ship and Nassau, I'm talking about every island can average some 60,000 tourists. And you could have, and listen to me, and you could have systems set up where they can make money, and even if you gotta go and look at some of those islands and structure your model so that you develop the tourism product so that people are attracted to those islands. Listen to me, people, and you fix it in such a way that tourists have to want to go to all of these different islands. Nassau isn't the only cell. Freeport isn't the only cell. You all realize Harbor Island and North and Neutralist put $100 million in the treasury every year. Can you imagine if you're getting half of that from every island in the Bahamas? But we have a government that's Nassau-centric and don't care about the family islands until it's time for your vote. They don't care about you until they don't care about you. They don't care about your interests. They pretend as if they want you to be in charge of your destiny, so they put local government in place to throw crumbs at you. But you can't make any real decisions to make your island make money. But can you imagine if you could make, in these islands, that you're governing your affairs, making money, and you're attracting 60,000 tourists to your island? And all the government has to do is focus on making sure that your infrastructure is in place and everything is proper so that when people come to your island, they could be there comfortably and enjoy their stay. You know the kind of things that can happen, the potential that we have in this country if we had a government that is genuinely concerned about our interests and our development? A government that's not concerned about themselves, a government that's not using their paid ambassador to try to get them a salary increase when they are destroying us through the immigration crisis and selling out our country to foreigners? If we wasn't making money, why the foreigners buying islands? Hello, somebody. If we are not able to make money, why are foreigners buying island properties in the Bahamas? Why cruise ship companies buying islands in the Bahamas? Hello. Hi. It can be done. How is it that our tourism product has not developed to the place where it needs to be? And it can be done. Because I'm telling you, all the other Caribbean islands are doing it. All of them. Making money. And who have better sun, sand, and sea than us? And we, as far as them, we right there. Playing right away. You know what I'm saying to you? We got a spring break on every island. And every island, listen to me, yeah? Don't let nobody talk no foolishness to you. All we have is potential to make money in this country, and we ain't gotta be sucking up to no Chinese and no Jamaican and no Haitian and nobody. We ain't gotta be sucking up to none of them. All we have are opportunities in this country. God gave us a blessed place. We have politicians who don't care about us and who busy pocketing for themselves. And you want to talk about race? Child, the stiff cock bush, you think I'm a book named Stiff Cock? The stiff cock bush don't do it for you. Don't come around here looking for no race or the government treasury. Let me move on. I had to talk on that too long. Grand Castle, we had curling roll out of fire this afternoon. Curling roll, lost his business. I believe lost a lot of equipment. Lost whatever he had in Grand Castle into a fire. And a discussion arose in the TMI chat in respect to the new fire engine that has come. Because Clay Sweeten got a fire engine in here for us that's sitting up, I think it's still in Rock Sound. He promised that he would get that fire engine here, and that fire engine is here. Now they're doing this because they're showing spite, because, you know, a couple of weeks ago, probably a couple of months ago now, they were working on the fire engine for SEEP fire engine. And William Hunt, I spoke with Vincent Roberts, and Vincent told him that the fire engine needs some batteries, and so William Hunt went ahead, got the batteries, because he's trying to get the fire engines up and running, because Vincent Roberts was the person who really did the fire services in South Elutra. Anytime there was a fire, you could call on it. So Clay got a fire engine. Now, I know what Vincent do him, except that Vincent live in Tappan Bay, and Clay can't stand Tappan Bay people. So Clay did not engage Vincent. And I guess, I don't know, he probably didn't engage CTI. But the new fire engine that he got is sitting down in Rock Sound, doing absolutely nothing. And so we had a fire today, and that new fire engine couldn't move, couldn't help. There's no volunteers for it. And the people who are interested in it, Clados ain't interested in it. So rather than create a system that works using the people that are capable and qualified, we prefer to leave that fire engine sitting there doing absolutely nothing, while people's houses burn to the ground, all because we are not prepared to use the persons who are capable of handling those machines to get the job done. Because what I would do is, I know SEEP has a fire program system that they have going on down there in Tarpon Bay. I know they're having challenges with their machine. So if I get a new fire engine, I can say, see, I know you get your people who you have working together. Let's combine this program and get this working so that we could get this fire engine active as quickly as possible. But no, I don't like the people of Tarpon Bay, so I don't have the capacity to make right, wise, and sensible decisions that will benefit the people of South Eleuthera. I would rather them burn down because of my personal grievances and issues and political concerns. Because in some of their minds, probably including Clay, that's, as far as they're concerned, is the demonstration of political maturity. Well, it is not. And all I'll say to Clay Sweden and all of them who in this, when it comes to people's lives and addressing major concerns, grow up. Talking about just results don't mean nothing if people are losing their lives and their livelihoods because you can't behave in a mature and intelligent fashion. Grow up! Because what's the point of having a fire engine just sitting there while the people place burning down? Make that make sense. And I ain't gonna talk no more about it. We had an air drowning in South Andros, I think on last weekend. They had this young man, Sanchez Bartlett from the Bluff. He and his friends Dylan Martinez and Amadiah Ferguson went out fishing, and they had a situation where Sanchez ended up almost drowning. They were able to get to land, and Dylan Martinez was able to drive the truck while Amadiah performed CPR, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, on Sanchez. And he was able to revive Sanchez. And Sanchez was able to start his recovery right there in South Andros. And so Sanchez's mom, Sandra, was able to fly with him to Nassau on an emergency flight. And so we give God thanks for that rescue in South Andros. And we commend Dylan Martinez and Amadiah Ferguson for being there to protect them, their brother Sanchez, in this whole crisis. We got a situation, and there was a headline we put up, where we received a report about the AIDS pandemic going on in the Bahamas. And the headline that came across from Monday was, there are 8,000 confirmed AIDS infection cases, or HIV/AIDS infection cases, throughout the islands of the Bahamas. 8,000. Now, for a lot of people that may be a drop in the bucket, here's the problem with that 8,000. That is 8,000 that we know of. 8,000 confirmed AIDS cases that we know of throughout the islands of the Bahamas. AIDS, I say AIDS, but it's HIV cases. Now, this is no laughing matter. You understand what I'm saying to you? But people are not being careful, and people are not being safe. People are not being vigilant. Everybody just hot to juice. Hot to do. Hot to make hot dog sandwiches all over the place. Hot to hand bread all over the place. People are not being careful. They're not using protection. And they can't lie because there's some stuff that's happening that's exposing it, like the reality that we are seeing a massive increase in STD infection cases. So much so that this was a news story about how there's an increase in STD infection cases. This story was actually on Eyewitness News because there's an increase in chlamydia. A massive increase in chlamydia. Everybody getting chlamydia. They climbing the thing right up, chlamydia. They climb chlamydia, but they chlamydiaing up all the thing. Everybody having sex, getting the things, putting up, putting all kind of things on it, sleeping with everybody and sleeping with everything. So the news is now raising the alarm about this increase in chlamydia and everybody getting it. Let me tell you how serious it is. In Eleuthera, they tell me these set some of the students from Preston H. Albury. Anybody from Preston H. Albury? Preston H. Albury and some other students and some other people had big beach party. Big beach party. And instead of they go and just party and then go home with their business and leave the things alone, stop jiggling the things and stop sharing and putting the things and things, instead of just having a beach party, they want to go and have orgy. Everybody having sex with everybody. Juicing everybody and doing all kind of things. Now the thing with chlamydia is an asymptomatic disease. So you don't necessarily know you have it right away. And if you have it, you might not even know it. But they had beach party, I understand. And they had orgy. So they was sharing the things. And I understand that some of them wind up in hot front because, you know, chlamydia just caused things to start burning. Maybe Clay brought that fire engine right in time. I know the fire, that's out the front fire. Because they had a load of hot front and people had to wind up to the clinic because the things was burning and all kind of things was happening to them. Everything on fire. Yeah. You know, remember that song, Baby My Soul on Fire? Baby My Front on Fire, bring water, plenty water. The front on fire, burning up. Chlamydia. We having festival this weekend. Y'all don't come to these festivals and be sleeping boat because these people sick. They sick. Their tanks itching and burning. And the fire engine ain't got no water to help you. Okay. I'm saying it is so serious, it was on the news. The only thing they had to do was call the name of the island, but Eleuthera has had a massive increase in the cases of chlamydia. Their front burning up, on fire. Some of these, you should know their front burning up because when they walking, the front of them smoking. The smoke coming out the front of them. Lord, where they burning so. They on fire, burning up. Some of them so hot right now, they're ready to snatch your fire extinguisher off the wall and just plant that all over their front, trying to out the fire. Because they burning up from chlamydia. Because chlamydia burns. When you put your things all over the place, that is what's going to happen. And these school children sleeping with everybody. Because you got these nasty old men and old women, particularly the men, who want young things. And these children ain't got no sense. They got demon in them. They got devil in them. And then people get vexed when I say the devil in the church, you better pray for God to knock it out. Because when you don't pray for God to knock these demons out, the church when you leave them open to demons, anything end up in them, including chlamydia. And so they crabby and the doggy burning. Burning, I say. This one time, ain't none of these children want to be effing them. Because they don't want to sing that song. Keep the fire burning. Oh no, because they don't want to burn it. Because it's burning. It's burning because you're too fast and disgusting. At the very least, protect yourself. Use condoms. But no, they ain't want no condoms. They want to be out there chicken gilling and raw dogging and doing all kind of foolishness. Well, burn up. They thought they could go have beach party and juice freely because they see Clay bring fire engine, so they thought the fire engine was going out the bun and they burn up. Huh? That's what's going on. And it was on the news. You hear me? It's been a massive increase. Condoms ain't only cheap, sunshine. Some places, the clinic just give condoms free of charge. But do you see what it? They want burn. So you'll burn to learn. Huh? They don't want no condom. They want burn. So you'll burn to learn. Doing foolishness. In this day and age. Huh? These people are, so listen, y'all better be careful, man. And I am not. Chlamydia is an AIDS. Chlamydia is easy to catch. Chlamydia is easy to catch. Because you might not be able to catch AIDS through oral sex. But you can catch chlamydia through oral sex. So, you ain't got to put the thing in. You just got to suck it or eat it. And if the person got chlamydia, dog eat your lunch in your mouth. In your breakfast. I said your mouth. Dog eat your lunch in your breakfast. You're lucky your mouth ain't catch fire. Because chlamydia can be transmitted through oral sex. And some